Welcome back, everybody. An important topic. We all have many types of relationships throughout our lives, whether they are friendships, romances, work relationships, school-related or family-related. But what makes a healthy relationship?
Psychologist Dr. Kim Taylor joining us live this morning with all the answers. And Dr. Kim, you just heard Guys and Dolls. You know, there's a character on that show that has relationship issues as well.
Yes.
We all do, right?
Many people do.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Well, first question, relationships can make us so happy, but they can also sometimes make us so mad and upset. I mean, why is it so difficult? What are the challenges there?
Well, I think the first thing that I would say is that most people enter into one thinking, what can I get out of it? Rather than asking the question, what can I give to this? And so that's part of the problem to start off with. And that the purpose of a marriage, relationship, whatever it is to figure out how to be your best self within that and to bring that to it. Not to be your worst self and then expect your partner to be able to be happy with it or to get you better. Absolutely.
Gotcha. So if we're talking about healthy versus unhealthy relationships, I mean, what does constitute a healthy relationship?
Well, there are a lot of aspects to it. The first one is respect. You have to be able to respect each other. That's going to be a very important part of this, and that each person has to feel like you are loving and that you will support them to grow and evolve. And this means you have to allow for change and flexibility. The next one is to be able to really talk to each other. Well, it's easy to assume that the other person knows what you want and that they can read your mind. In a healthy relationship, each person expresses their needs and takes responsibility to let their partner know about changes. The next one is we have to allow for the differences. In a healthy relationship, each person respects the other's right to have different thoughts, feelings, opinions, to have different friends, activities, because it's unrealistic to expect that just because they like you or want to be with you that you need and want the same things. And then compromise. Healthy people do fight, but they fight fair, and you have to be willing to negotiate and compromise. You can argue your points, you can disagree about things, but the goal is to work together to find a resolution so that each of you gets a say and each person's needs are being met. And then the last one is really trust. People in a healthy relationship mutually trust each other and know that their partner is going to consider their feelings too.
Some people or many people are blessed in getting into healthy relationships right off the bat, but some people don't know, and it's hard to tell. What are some red flags that people can look out for?
Okay, if in some way that you're being hurt, that's a real red flag. That love should not hurt, and that what you want to make sure is that you are not being manipulated, controlled, that you're not afraid of your partner's anger, that your partner doesn't try to control you. The other big thing is that it's going to be very unhealthy if you or your partner are engaged in any kind of addictions. And then if you don't feel like you can grow and evolve in that, and it just feels too controlling and that you have to stay the same, then that's not going to be healthy either.
Interesting. Okay. So I guess what is your advice to couples so that they can have a lasting relationship? I mean, no relationship is going to be perfect, so you may see some variations of these things, but how can you kind of have a lasting relationship and deal with those issues that you do have?
I think to come to it with the promise of loving and supporting each other on their life journey, because you're going to join together and there's going to be a lot of things that you have in common. But basically, each of us is in this life to grow, to evolve, to change, to figure out what it is that makes us happy, and that you want to be able to create a place and a person that your partner is happy to come home to.
Interesting.
I think we were talking about this, was it last week for Valentine's Day?
Yes.
We were laughing about how different men and women are and how our minds are just so different, and that can apply to this too, and finding that healthy relationship. I think that's pretty cool.
Yes.
Because I guess we do think differently, so I think one of the things you mentioned was communication, you know, and how that has to be kind of made sure you have good communication in respects to a healthy relationship.
Yes, and that it will meet the needs of both people involved, because you will have a lasting relationship if both people are feel that they can get their needs met and that it is a place for them to be able to grow.
We have about 20 seconds left. Anything else you want to add to this?
Well, one is that it does take work. Two is that it goes through stages and phases, because we're all changing. We don't change at the same rate. We don't change at the same time. Wouldn't it be nice? But it is not about changing someone else.
Right.
It's about looking to yourself and asking, what part of myself do I have to change to either evolve and grow up so that I can present myself in the best way for my partner.
Sometimes the hardest part.
Yes,
It
words
is.
of wisdom. Thank you, Dr.
Absolutely.
Kim. Well, Dr. Kim can also be heard on KZSB AM 1290, new primetime hour at Thursday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tune in, give her a call.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Always
welcome.
great to have you. A very important topic. And thank you for waking up with us here on Fox 11. Have a beautiful day, everybody.
Bye-bye.